All right, y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Y'all get y'all butts on in here. Y'all go ahead and get your butts in here. Get y'all asses on up in here, y'all. While y'all coming in, y'all just tap the screen for your boy. Tap the screen for your boy. We got a good one on today. We got a good one on today. So if y'all can, man, come on in and tap the screen. Casey, I see you. Kitty, I see you. Fat Boo, I see you. Member, Cat Boo, I see you. Kitty Shaw. Nicky. Woo, 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 woo. Can somebody say Nicky? Yeah, y'all come on in here. Y'all tap the screen. Let me see some hearts flowing in the room. Zippity doo. Whoa, whoa, woo. Zippity doo. Come on in here, y'all. Tap that screen. Show your boy some love, man. Show your boy some love. Man, this is going to be a good one today. It's going to be a great one. And what I'm going to show, once again, I can't show this on TikTok. So this right here is one of the reasons why I'm glad I can shoot this on YouTube. Because we're going to hear some things and we're going to see some things. And, you know, sometimes, you know, people can get triggered. You know, it can get very triggering. So, let me stop this right here. Let me stop this. Let's stop this projector. Let's stop this. Which one is that? Can I cut it off? Can I stop projecting that? Yeah, y'all, come on, get in here. Come on, get in. Where's my headphones? All right, man. I appreciate y'all coming in. You said please hit the do. Latanya, good to see you. Yeah, y'all come on up in here. Get on up in here. Yeah, but we're going to get educated today. I might need to do something, y'all. All right, let's do this right here. Let's do that right there. Yeah, what's going on? There we go. You say it's raining, it's pouring. It's raining where you at. It's raining where you be. Listen, y'all, it's a lot. The weather is going to get even colder. Labor Day week that's coming up, y'all, is supposed to get very, very cold outside. So we're talking about, especially if you're in the north, let's see, like the Nebraska area, Indiana, Michigan, you know, Ohio, Pennsylvania. Y'all, next week, y'all going to see damn near freezing temperatures waking up in the morning. So be ready for that cold snap. All right? Be ready for that cold snap. And I'm talking about by September 10th. And I'm gonna do a way to where we're able. I'm gonna find somewhere to where, you know, I could take a break, like do like little breaks to where I can give y'all weather in y'all areas and things like that. So, you know, I got some stuff that's, you know, on the horizon. All right. So you know, try to do like a full show, be different than most people. All right. But y'all see the show here. Y'all see the topic. Y'all see the title. Y'all see what's going on here. You know, y'all know that we've been talking about Tory Outlaw, Ali Carter for a very, 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 very long time. All right. And, you know, yesterday we had a young lady pop in the room over on TikTok. And of course, you know, y'all see in the comments where people they come in, they don't read the room, they come in just popping off at the mouth. What are y'all talking about? Ali Carter isn't lying. You know, we believe everything she's saying. You know, what are you doing? Can you please leave this woman alone? Miss Outlaw, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. You know, she came in, you know, hey, what are you talking about? Great Vibes, why won't you just leave Allie Carter alone? Leave her alone. She's a sex trafficking survivor. She been through a lot. She been, with the elites. She been raped. She been tossed around. She been trafficked. She been with all these people. Her biological mother did her wrong. Her mother sold her to Russia. They come in with some of the craziest stories. And the stories that you hear that they talk about is, guess what? It's the shit that we've been playing on this platform on and off for the past year. Last 3 to 4 months, we've been playing it straight. So Miss Outlaw says, shaking my damn head. So this is what we're going to do. And let me give a shout out to everyone that became a member of the channel yesterday. All right. I want to thank you all for joining the channel membership on yesterday. Y'all was showing out. Yesterday I had to abruptly end the live. Okay. Because my son, not the one that y'all saw, but the other one with the braids, I don't know why these kids like to run up and down these fucking stairs. All right. When they get excited, they like to run up and down and up and down and up and down. And the fucking stairs is right here by my studio. So when I hear them, when they be running, all I hear is God damn. Gosh. You short motherfucker. So I guess when he missed the last 2 steps and he fell and kind of nudged his head a little bit, so I had to take care of him. So the fuck, the shit, damn it, the fuck, justice for LaRonda. You damn right. You fuck like shut y'all ass up. But hey, that's the joy of being a parent, man. That's the joy of being a parent, because there is going to be a day to where I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss that. Dad, he took my PlayStation joystick. I'm going to miss that shit one day. All right, so I'm going to enjoy it when I can, right? I'm going to enjoy it, right? Because, we only live once, right? Because I tell them all the time, when I'm long and gone, don't come looking for me, right? Don't put me in the ground. No, I want y'all to cremate my black ass, right? I want them to stick me in that oven and burn my ass up, charcoal the fuck out of me, right? Tell them to chop me up. And whenever you get a chance, just sprinkle. If somebody doing you wrong, just take my ashes and sprinkle it on their ass. Hey, you need to feel great vibes. No matter where. I told my kids, I want you to carry that iron dust, carry it in your pocket. If you get to a fight at school, hey, unload that shit. I rebuke you in the name of great vibes. Hey, what I'm telling y'all, I told them this shit, man. Listen, don't play with me. Hey, taking shit to a whole nother level. Michelle, it's good to see y'all. That's just who I am. That's just who I be, man. That's just who I am. Let me ask y'all a question. I almost did this. All right, I almost did it. I almost went live on my backup channel on TikTok, and of course here on YouTube. But let me ask y'all something. All right, we only got 20 people in the room. Let me ask y'all something before we get started. And I need y'all to be honest with me. All right, I already posted on TikTok that we were live over here. I did that a few minutes ago. I posted it to the story. So, of course, it's going to take a minute for that to circulate. Let me ask y'all a question. I need y'all to be honest with me. Do y'all like it over here better, or do y'all like it over on TikTok? Be honest, all right? Please be honest. Eat it. Good to see you. I need y'all to be honest. Okay. All right. I see it's like a split. All right. One thing with TikTok is going to give you that interaction. TikTok is going to TikTok is most of them haters. You want to see it over there. Over here, I got to give it up to the moderators. They keep it very chill over here. Man, the moderators over here, they be, because every now and then you got some folks that will come in over here and try to disrupt the chat. But man, the moderators, they tell me Great Vibes don't even listen. We got it. They Great Vibes don't even acknowledge it. We got it over here. All right. So I let I let the moderators take care of that. But over on TikTok, god damn. Yeah, of course, Randy. Now with Randy on 10, shit, boy, boy, whoo, ooh, different. All right, y'all. So I see Tracy Jones from the UK. What's going on? Good to see you. Now, what I want y'all to do is pay attention to what y'all about to see here. All right. Okay, Edie. Okay, listen, Edie. As long as that song is royalty free, as long as I don't get a copyright strike, hey, I'm cool with that. Because listen, TikTok, they already don't like me. Y'all see, they always put me in jail. They put me in jail damn near every month. Yesterday, I didn't do shit. So I got you. Sparkle said, Great Vibes, I'm gonna hurt you, didn't come get your plate. Sparkle, I told you to email me the plate. So first of all, Miss Outlaw daughter, Camille already text me the Kool-Aid. She texts me a sample, and then she FedEx me the rest of the Kool-Aid in the box. All right. And I asked you to email me the plates. So if y'all trying to feed me, I need y'all to email me the food. Okay. I'll download it and then I'll eat it. Right. I will virtually eat my food. Mm-hmm. Yep. Virtually eat it. Mm-hmm. Yep. I appreciate it though. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. On God. All right. So listen, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for putting them hearts. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. And tomorrow when I go live, you all, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go live on my backup account on TikTok, and of course here on YouTube at the same time. And let's see how that's going to turn out. All right. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. This young lady here, her name is Kat, and of course y'all know if you heard her story. If you haven't heard her story, I want you to pay attention, okay? And I want y'all to all the stories that we heard from, Tory Outlaw. We've heard, stories beyond imagination. So I want y'all to keep that in mind, and I want y'all to hear what Kat has to say, all right, about her experience. And you might be a little mind blown. All right, let's get started. A Mill said, I might send Great Vibes some homemade munchkins. That's what A Millie. We used to call munchkins badass kids back in the 80s. Don't you send them badass munchkins over my fucking house. Munchkins, yeah. That's what they used to call badass kids. Back in the day. Hey, oh, that's Akita. Y'all, listen, y'all. Akita, boy, Akita, boy, y'all. I'm gonna clip. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clip the part when that young lady, that FBI agent, that Instagram model, that OnlyFans young lady that was in the chat yesterday. I'm gonna clip where she came up and went smooth off on my black ass, and then I'm a clip where y'all asses came up in the box and shot off on her ass. I'm gonna put those two together, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that and I'm going to post it here on YouTube, so y'all just can replay it and have fun with it and share it to y'all accounts. All right, I'm gonna do that. All right, that shit was wild, right? That shit was wild. You said that was the best live segment. That shit was wild, right? That's why, once again, I'm not, there is a time and place for everything. It's going to be a time to where, I know when to shoot off on a woman, and I know when to kind of step back. All right, that right there wasn't a time. It wasn't the time. It wasn't no need, right? We stated our case already, right? We laid the groundwork, all of us, right? We showed the footprints, right? Just like Shelley when she built Tori's altars, right, in that the hotel rooms with the keys in it, and you got to have a code to unlock these certain altars. Shelley built that shit. Yeah, we built the foundation. We've built the platform with Tori's stories, and we have proven that all her shit was a lie. So when people come in, like that, why argue, right? Why argue, right? Why go back and forth? Just look at their ass and smile. That's why she was really starting to flip out, because I wasn't responding like her. And that's what people do. They want you to stoop to their level so they can have a reason to go back and forth with you. Why? Right? If you know you stand 10 toes down on some shit that you put out, stand on it. Don't let nobody move your plate. That's why I did this right here when she was going out. Yep, that's me. Oh, what? Say what you want to say. No, say how you really feel. And she was just going. I said, okay, all right. What else can you do? All right. So you got to know when to match people energy. Sometimes not. Now, if I want the viewership to go up, right? If I see the viewership lacking, I know how to clout. I invite somebody up in the box just to start shit with them, so TikTok can help, so they can help push the page out. That's easy. That's easy work. All right. Let's get started. Thank y'all so much for coming in. Thank y'all so much for Kim Trail. Good to see you. Good to see y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for coming in, man. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get to it. This your boy Great Vibes on 10 for the motherfucking win.
All right, Kat.
Yes.
Kat, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Southgate, Michigan, also known as like Downriver. That's what we called it.
South of Detroit.
Yeah.
Tell me about your family growing up.
My mom was a single mom. I have a sister. I have a sister that passed away when my mom was pregnant with me. And my mom was in a domestic violence situation with my dad. She ended up leaving him when he got another woman pregnant. And I lived with her primarily after that. She got married a few times, and like we moved around a lot, and there wasn't a lot of stability. And I never really clicked with my stepdads in any capacity. So I think from a very young age, I was always seeking like male affection. Like my first kiss was super young. I think I was like 8 or something. And then I had sex at like 11 for the first time with like a boyfriend. It was like a healthy experience.
Now, I will say this. All right, this is why when I do my live and when we cover when I cover the women in February, I'm going to help y'all. I'm gonna help y'all. I'm gonna help y'all avoid these mistakes with children. All right. Can we prevent them? No. That's impossible. Kids going to do what they want to do. Teens are going to do what they want to do. All right. Let's never get into the mindset that our children, they're always these angels. No matter where you go, you just always bragging on your fucking kids. Oh, my kid's this and my kid's that. Right. These be the same kids that turn around and slap you in your motherfucking face. These be the same kids that you think they making straight A's and B's, okay? They on the principal list and the honor roll and they're on the dean's list. But these the same ones that's sneaking away from school, doing drugs, having sex, doing all this shit while your ass at work. And you're talking about in a single parent household, this happens over 72% of the time in single homes. All right. So let's not think that our kids is just these. Ooh, my hell no. No. Absolutely not. But 8 years old and 11. Wow.
Healthy as it can get for 11.
How old is she? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she'll tell us throughout this interview.
But my mom wasn't home often, and she'd sent me to live with my aunt and uncle for a while because they had like a traditional nuclear family. So she thought I would be better off with them because they had money and like stability. So she thought. And then my cousin got pregnant at 15, and they kind of like told me I had to leave because like I was the reason all the guys were coming around, and they wanted me to like go back to my mom. So I went back to her, and that's kind of when shit hit the fan. She was never home. So I went from having like all these extracurricular activities, like I was showing horses and like doing all these things, and back home there was nothing. Like I was just by myself a lot. I'm super emotional and affectionate. So again, I like really needed like feedback, emotional feedback. So I sought that out. I started running away to Southwest Detroit, and then ended up dropping out of traditional high school and going to alternative high school, which got the ball rolling even more because the whole group of kids at that school they were all doing like bad stuff. So I started out in Southwest Detroit hanging out with this family that was extremely dysfunctional. And that's when I started like trying drugs, and I went to like this house, this guy named Tino. He was like a Latin count or something, like a gangbanger. And we walked in, and there was like cocaine from the floor to the ceiling, like bundles, like filled his entire house. That was the first time I tried cocaine. And then I like wasn't into like that like vibe, I guess. Like Mexican, I was always attracted to black guys, so I ended up going further out into the city, like the west side. And
you was attracted to a black guy, huh? You was on the east side and the west side. You wanted that. You wanted that chocolate thunder. You wanted Pookie and Ray Ray. Clarence. Yo, you wanted you a Tyrone. Y'all gotta stop watching Boys in the Hood. That shit.
Running away there by myself, like just got on a bus and went down there and ended up meeting this girl. Her name was Veronica. I don't know if that's her real name, but she kind of like took me under her wing and was really nice and let me stay with her and her boyfriend Apollo. And it was a weird situation. So we like all slept in the same bed, but nothing ever like happened. And me and her would like walk around, and I remember like that's kind of when I got the first taste of like Detroit. Like dudes would like drive by and like try to holler at you, and you would decline, and they would like spray you with water bottle, like water guns filled with piss. So that was a thing. That happened more than once. And I made friends with like all these people that I thought were cool, and like we'd sit and smoke and talk, and like there's like Belle Isle in Detroit, which was like super popular at the time. Like all the parks in the summertime, like you just go there.
Okay, y'all. Sorry to pause the video, but I want y'all to pay attention to her body language also too, and also what I've noticed, if you look on her knee, right, it look like a rose, right, a rose coming out, but right below her knee, it look like some type of code, right, some type of tattoo. Look like it's XVX. I don't know what that mean. And also on her other knee is a tattoo also too, and also you see her tatted on her neck. Right. So when I look at Tori Outlaw, I'm looking for tattoos. I'm looking for bruises. Right. I'm looking for past marks, different things, especially when she went to Russia. I'm looking for branding. Right. Even when she said that she was trafficked, even when you're trafficked, you still get branded. Right. I'm looking for any of this stuff, all this stuff. We seen her with clothes on. Right. Her legs are showing and most of her arms is showing. It's not a tattoo in sight. It's not a bruise in sight, right? The only thing that we see that's kind of fucked up is where it appears that she have been doing drugs, all right? Allegedly, all right?
Like with groups of people and drink, and like they'd play music, and everybody has their like cars all like. So yeah, we did that for a while, and then that's kind of when things shifted. I was told like, oh, this guy James is looking for you. He really wants to talk to you. And I was like, okay, like who is it? And I was at this Coney Island on Grand River, and I remember him walking in. He looked really nice, very like smooth walk. I know it's like weird to say, but he wasn't walking like somebody that I would like, because I knew how to like identify men that were more aggressive just by their like energy, and he didn't have that energy at all. So he offered to buy me chili fries, and he bought me chili fries, and I ate them, and he was nice. So he was like, you can come stay with me, like I'll help you get on your feet and take care of you. Like I have a few other girls that are staying with me, and you guys would get along really well. And I was just like, okay, like I had no idea that there was like even like pimp culture. That's how like far removed I was. So he took me there, and then he was like, I walked in and there were like girls sitting in the living room doing their makeup, like chit chatting, like they were like friends. And it was just like, oh, this is cool. Like, why are they all white? That's like the first thing. And they're all young. I was 14 at the time. So I'm like, they were all pretty close in age. And they didn't say anything bad about him. They didn't warn me. There was no like, this is what this is. It was just sort of like I got eased into it. And he like bought me clothes, and he bought me food. And then the day things like changed with him, I was wearing this like denim jumper. It was like shorts with like buttons down the front. Like you couldn't take the shorts off without unbuttoning the whole thing. And I was like going up these stairs, and he like stopped me on the stairs. And he was like, well, I have to test you out before you start like paying me back for everything that I bought you. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I just bought you all these clothes. Like I bought you makeup. Like, what do you think? I'm just going to do that for you for free? Like, you're not going to pay me back? And I was just like, don't know what to say. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll give it back. Like, and that's the switch flipped for him. Like his eyes like changed, and his eyebrows like did this thing whenever he got like serious, or you knew that it was like going to be an issue. And he like, that's the first time he like sexually assaulted me. It was on the stairs. So after that, definitely felt a little different about the situation. He started like, that's when I started like going, like they would always leave and I didn't know where they went, but he would take groups of girls.
I want y'all to understand this right here. I didn't have much training in this. I pretty much had a crash course in this, okay? Because we had a separate unit to deal with this we had a totally different unit to deal with this. But I want y'all to understand, in that world, when you put yourself in that environment, and when you get introduced to that environment, and it's almost like a give or take, especially when you see other women or little girls. If you're under the age of 18, to me, you're a little girl, okay? If you see little girls or young teens in the area, and you being introduced to that environment, and you see that it's quick money, you see the type of lavish lifestyle that they potentially could be living, and all they're telling you, girl, you can do this and you can do that. You ain't got to worry about this and you got to worry about that. One of the main reasons why he did that is only for to establish control. Don't you go against my word. So of course I'm gonna bend you over on these stairs or bend you over the balcony. I'm gonna flatten you out in that bed, and I'm gonna show you who's running this fucking show. If you saying them motherfucking things, that's gonna be your ass. Now I'm gonna raw dog your ass down and throw you back in there with the wolves. Go on back in there and dare you to say something. All right? And of course the other girls ain't gonna say shit, right? Because he done it to them. All right? And of course we know it could be a he or it could be a she. But over 50% of the times it's a he that's dominating. All right? And it's sad, right? It's sad.
Girls to different hotels in the area. Like we would go to Nights Inn. There was a Motel 6, a Red Roof Inn on like Telegraph Road. I remember like all of them. I remember all the lobbies. And he would drive us to these hotels. We would all stay in one room together. And it was weird. It was like almost like a sorority, because like we were all like stuck in this situation together, and we tried to like have fun and make the most of it when he wasn't around, if that makes sense. And there was this girl like that was with us, her name was Treasure, and she like watched the group. She was his baby's mom. So she would bring their son, and he would like go with his dad and like see everything that was going on, like everything. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? What do I do? And then I start empathizing with his kid, and I start empathizing with his baby's mom. And I'm almost like, that's kind of where I learned that I have like a pretty severe savior complex. I didn't want to leave because I didn't want to leave him. I didn't want to like abandon the situation, if that makes sense. So he kind of like pulls you in and like makes you feel like you're a part of a family, but in this like really fucked up way. So.
But there's nothing else keeping you from leaving?
Oh, there is. Can't leave. You can't leave. The first time I knew that, there was a Red Roof Inn on Telegraph Road, and I walked down into the lobby, walked outside. I think I was going to the vending machine or something, and I just walked outside because I was like, I've been in a hotel room for 2 days, like I just want to go outside. I went outside, and there was this family that kind of reminded me of my family. And I like started talking to the dad. He was just making small talk with me. And I didn't say anything wrong. I just was like trying to feel like normal for a second. And I remember walking back into the room, and this girl, I don't want to say her name, but she was the one that was like always with me, and she's the one I wish I knew where she was. But she was in there on the bed, and I walked in, and I'm like looking at her, not paying attention, and the door shuts behind me, and he pops out from behind the door and like socks me in the side of my face, like right side of my face. And I hit the floor, and she's just sitting there like holding her face. And I was like, didn't know why. Like, I didn't know what I did. He was like, don't ever fucking talk to anybody again. Like, and he walked out. That was it. End of the conversation. And I was like terrified. Like, I'd never been hit by a guy before. Like, and not expecting it. I couldn't brace for it. I couldn't like dodge it. It just like cold hit me in the side of my face. So that was enough for me to like, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like, I don't know what else he can do. I'd seen him like rape other girls, with us. Like, he would do it in the room. Two of us would usually share a room. If there was like an in call, one of us would step out and go into like the group room. So it was like a whole like system that we had. And I've never talked about like any of the times that I've like had to like work. I've always dodged that topic because it's hard to talk about. But I do remember that year the Red Wings won the Stanley Cup. So I don't know what year that was. I just remember like everybody was outside like screaming. And that was like, I was in a hotel room and there were two men in the hotel room and me and this other girl. She was younger than me, I think. She must have been like 13. She was from like Indiana or something. And these guys came in and I swear I was like, they looked just like my uncle. Like, just like normal white dudes wearing like Dockers and like boat shoes, like corny, like I don't know how to explain it. I was just like, what? And they had wedding rings on. And I remember feeling so like, it's just like, I just want to go home so bad. Because I knew like I was going to have to like do stuff with them. And sorry.
You know, the number that keeps triggering me is, 13. 13 years old. And, when you listen to Tori's story, she always talking about how she was introduced to the sex ring around 13. I did this with Snoop Dogg at 13. I was at the strip club at 13. Do you remember that? That's why, I get a little teed off sometimes because, they take these real survivor stories and they will listen to them. They will write this shit down, memorize it, and go live about it. And just start rapping off at the fucking mouth. As if, hey, this is what happened to me, right? And the way you could tell the way the way Tori explained these events, right? They never match up. It's like, okay, it's like 1 minute she'll say this happened, and she'll jump to a whole totally different situation, and she never complete this story. And then because it's like 1 minute she in California, then the next minute her ass somewhere in Colorado. But then she's in New Mexico. It's like, okay, when you if with a sex trafficking survivor, they're not moving not like that. The pimp have to make sure he knows where his women his or her women at all the fucking time. Got to make sure their eyes is on them. Either via tracking device or they can actually see them. Right? And then you talk about the bottom bitch. Well, I'll get into that later.
Sorry, I never talk about this. I'm gonna have mascara all over my face. Like, it's so funny. I skirt it and I'm like, oh yeah, like I was sex trafficked, and I like try to bring awareness to it, but I'm always like, I always kind of like hid that part, like that I actually had to like work. I never like had to stand on the street. Like, I wasn't like a street prostitute, and I'm sure it was because like I was underage. Like, he would get in a lot of trouble if it was me, or like any of those girls. And maybe I just didn't feel like I like was doing the same type. Like, I was like, oh well, I wasn't like street walking. Like, I was in a room, or like he would take us to their house. But yeah, doing that, like, that was hard. That night was really hard. And There was a time I had this like bleeding disorder, this hormonal like bleeding disorder. So when I was like 12, I think, I had to like have blood transfusions because I was on this birth control pill that made me like clot, and I like almost bled to death. So I had to have a blood transfusion, and I had to be on this specific birth control to like stop the bleeding for that like time. And I ran out of it. And
At 12,
yeah,
you're in birth control.
yeah, because I had started having sex at 11. My whole family has teen moms, so I think my mom was just trying to like not let me get pregnant, but it didn't work anyway. So anyway, I ran out of my pill, and I couldn't work because I was bleeding like all the time. And he was like getting angry with me because I couldn't do anything except like give a blowjob. And that wasn't like, you don't get paid enough for that. I'm not making him money. It's not worth the gas to like go do that. So he ended up like, apparently he knew a doctor, because he took me to this room and he was like, we're gonna get you your prescription. He's like, all you have to do is like trick this guy and he'll give you a prescription when you're done. And I was like, what do you mean? So I like walk in the room not knowing it was this Asian guy. He was like, he looked like a doctor. He looked like a nerd. And I was like, what the fuck? I ended up like having to like have full blown like sex with him. And he handed me a script after for my birth control. And I was like, oh my God, like, it's almost like a feeling of like complete hopelessness, because you like all these men that you're like meeting and you're doing these things with, you're like 14, you're underage, 90% of them have on wedding rings. There's a doctor, and you're just like, who doesn't do this? Like, who doesn't like look at me in this way, or like girls in this way, or young girls or whatever? And it's like, no matter where you go, it's like the same thing. Like I felt almost like, even like if I stepped out or if I went home, like it's the same thing. I'd always been sexualized from a very young age, like men like catcalling or whatever, like before I even had boobs. So like, I think you just kind of feel like the world like sucks. And even if I leave, I'm not gonna like get away from this. At least this, like I see like everyone's being like real. Like I see it. You're not bullshitting me. You're not hiding it. I know you're a piece of shit. I don't have to like pretend. And they don't pretend. They're just like using you. And that's it. And I don't know. It's just like crazy, crazy experience for sure. Before I started running away too, there was a time like in between. It was my first experience with an older guy. I actually looked him up recently. I wrote like a post about him. He was born in like 71, I think, or no, it was 60, 66 or something. Anyway, he was a mover. So he came to my apartment complex. He was there. 2 black guys came. And I was like, oh my God, like he's cute, whatever. Like, dumb. He's like flirting with me, gets my number, ends up coming and picking me up like later that week. My mom's never home. So I just like go with him, go to his house, like have a sexual experience. First guy that I'd ever been with that wasn't like circumcised. So I had no idea what was happening. And then he like this was before I ended up running away and getting with James. So like he was the first man that like started to groom me. And I think that also made me more susceptible to the situation with James, because you're just looking for like warmth or like acceptance, and they know how to give you that and also get what they want with like without seeming like they're hurting you. So he was actually he played a huge role in that, and he was also the person that told my mom where I was, which is weird. So like I think in between I would like call him on a payphone, or like I had like a little Nokia phone, and I would call him and be like, hey, like I miss you, this is happening, and I would tell him, and he's the even.
Okay, Randy just dropped it in the comments. All right, y'all, look, this is what I need y'all to do. All right, listen, if y'all can, man, listen, y'all, if y'all can, y'all, please, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Okay, can y'all do that for me? Can y'all do that for your boy? Okay, Do that for your boy. All right. Randy, thank you so much for dropping that in the comments. Can y'all please do that for your boy? All right. I need y'all to tap the hell out of the screen, all right, for the next 30 seconds if you can, all right? Thank y'all. Boo, boo, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. That 80s porn music. Boom, boom, boom. All right, y'all. Boy, y'all going there, boy. Y'all. All right, thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. All right, thank y'all so much for tapping the screen.
No, he was a pedophile as well. He's the one that told my mom where I was because I had told him. So he ended up like probably saving my life from addiction or whatever else would have happened. But he also, like, I would go to his house. I remember one time I went to his house and he had his friend Fame come over. This other guy, he was huge. He was like 6.
Well, okay, so you're asking, are we getting back to Tory? Listen, so this is what we are doing. This right here is for educational purposes. You know, yes, we're going to get back to her, but I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to hear, you know, all this shit that Tory claims or claimed that she been through with all these celebrities and all this other shit. You know, I needed this on my page. I wanted y'all to hear a real victim, right? Listen to the detail, watch the body language, right? Look at everything versus what you see on Tory. So when people come in the chat, and when I'm still calling Tory out, when people come in the chat, like, Great Vibes, why you mess with this woman? Go to his YouTube channel. It's a real survivor over there. Go to his YouTube channel and come back and make your statement. You said Great Vibes on YouTube is like thumbs up if they close chat and hit that and come back to the chat. Wow. Shelly, when you going to address having a child molester Andrew D. Reeves in your cult? Oh yeah, I'm telling you, when we hit Shelly, it's going to be, boy, y'all think people pissed off with Tory. Oh man, well we gonna hit Shelly so hard.
And there was like porn playing in the living room. You put on porn. I was like probably 13 at this time. So I was kind of like confused, like what's going on? And that was like the first time that you guys ever like had sex with me. I did not want to have sex with both of them, but I'm like alone in an apartment in Detroit by myself. And it was just kind of like, oh, this is happening. This is fun. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fine. But I remember like Fame was so like massive in size, not just like physically, but you know, his penis was huge.
Thank you.
I was very tiny at the time. And
Chemtrail Hater, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I definitely keep that in mind. I really appreciate it.
And it was extremely painful and traumatizing. And after he just like left, he was like, shook his hand and was like, oh, all right, later, like, and left. And that was like it. And I was just left on the couch like, what just happened? So yeah, I've been kind of like on the fence about contacting him because now I know like where he lives and his number and everything because I remember like little details now that I'm starting to revisit. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around.
It's all right.
It's like how my brain is working right now.
I'm sure a lot of this you block out too.
Yeah, it doesn't really come up until I start like piecing it together, and it's all very like scattered. So I don't know how to like timeline it out properly. And then he was also the reason he took me to someone's house and we stayed the night there, and his moving company was down the street on Grand River. It was like you could see downtown Detroit, moving companies on the left, and there was this laundromat with like a carousel in the front on the right. So he was probably like 6 or 7 blocks down. I woke up in the morning and he was gone. So I like wake up and I'm in this house with these people I don't know. And I'm like, hey, where's Travis? And they were like, oh, he went down the street to his, office. Like, if you want to go down there, it's just a few blocks, you can walk. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to walk, because I would like obviously know if there's groups of men in an environment, like they're going to have sex with you. So like I didn't want to do that. So I left, and I like was wondering if maybe he left me there because like he was trying to like hook his friends up or something. So I like immediately get up and start walking down the street, and Grand River in that area, it's so vacant that like all the buildings are empty. There's no like foot traffic. There's no, it's like deserted. So I'm walking, and this car is like following behind me pretty like slow, like rolling behind me. And I'm like very aware. I know he's there. He'd go up the street and then he'd circle back, and like he has music really loud. And so I knew it was him. And then he would like circle the block again, and then he would go this way around the block. And I was just trying to like remember where he was. So I'm like walking on the street, and apparently this time he had went down, turned right, and then came back up because he cut me off like before I could cross the street. And he was like trying to talk to me. And I was like, hey, like, what's up? And he was like, get in the car. And I was like, no, like, I'm going to my friends right now. Like, I can't, they're waiting for me. And he like showed me a gun on his lap, and he said, get in the car. And I was like, okay. So I got in the car, because there's literally nobody. Like, if I screamed, and as a white girl in the hood, if you scream, it's not the same. Like, it's not going to, no one's going to do anything. Nobody gets involved with anybody, probably, but I specifically felt like with me. So I get in the car, and we're driving, and he like was like looking for a spot, but like not saying much. He was mumbling, and he had like his gun in his lap. And he was like, you see all these fields around us and all these buildings. Like, he's like, you see nobody lives there, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, if I like dump you right here, like nobody's going to give a shit about you. He's like, you're just a stupid white bitch, and nobody's going to tell anybody where you are. Like, in so many words, he was just trying to get across, like, look, I could kill you and dump you in one of these houses, and like your family will never find you. So you need to do what I tell you to do, and like you'll be okay. So he like pulls down the street, pulls up like alongside this like a field. It's like, it's weird. It's like a neighborhood. There's all these houses, but they're all empty. And this vacant lot was there. So we pull up there, and he was like trying to get me to take my shorts off. And I couldn't. And I was like, I'm on my period. I'm on my period. Like, I kept saying that, like hoping that he would just like not check. Because he was like frazzled. You could tell he was like stressed out and rushing. And he was like, just like, here, and he pulls his like dick out, and he was like, just give me head, and grab my hair and push my head into his lap. And I like had to give him head while I was crying. I was trying not to cry, but I'm like crying, and he's like holding a gun to my head while I'm doing it. So like, I don't know how you get enjoyment out of that situation at all. But he ended up like finishing. And I just like sat up and like didn't look at him like the whole time. I just kept trying to like not look at him, because he didn't have a mask on. And I was like, if I see his face, or if I'm like staring at him, he's gonna think that I'm gonna like tell on him. So I didn't look at him, and he just like ended up driving me back to Grand River, opened the door, like told me to get out, and pulled away. Like nothing happened. So I like go into Travis's business. I end up walking there as fast as I possibly can, go into his office, and I try to get in the back, and this girl, her name was Pam. She was like the office chick. She's like, you can't go back there, he's busy. And I'm like knocking on the door, and she's like, you can't go back there. I'm like visibly upset. And he ends up coming to the door, opening the door, and there's like another girl back there with him. So like the whole time, like this is happening, I'm just trying to get to him. And he's like with another girl in the back. So I'm like devastated, and I'm like trying to tell him what's going on. And he's just like, I'll be out in a minute, and shuts the door and just leaves me in the lobby. So then I was just like, I need to go home. Like I ran across the street to the laundromat, because there was a payphone, and I was hoping somebody would be there that would give me change, because I had no money. And I didn't have change. Nobody would talk to me. So this like Lincoln pulls up, and they're like, hey, this old man is like, hey, come here. And of course, my experience, I'm like, I don't want to come to your car. Like, I just want to go home. But like something told me like it was okay. Like my gut wasn't telling me to run away. So I went over there and he was like, you don't belong here. He's like, you need to like, let me take you home. And I swear it was like the first person, like my whole experience like in Detroit was the first person that was like kind to me and didn't want anything in exchange for it. Like gave me $20 when I got out of his car and he was like, you need to get home. Like just go home. Like you don't belong down here. And he left. And it was like amazing. And I don't know why after that experience, like I ended up running away again. Like in my head, like why did I do that? And after, like when my mom ended up finding me, I don't know how she found me. I'm like getting out of someone's car, this guy that like had picked me up to like have sex with him, that he like ended up like, that was a crazy experience. We had sex and then he put me in the bathtub and peed on me. So I'd never like had that happen. I didn't even know that it was gonna happen. And it just ended up peeing like all over me, like my face, my body. And I was so like disgusted. And then he took me home. I didn't get to shower. So he's driving me back to like to Brightmoor down this like side street.
See, shit like this pisses me off. All right, I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Do y'all remember when Tori, that y'all know as Allie Carter, made that statement? She said that she would be in Los Angeles and the pimps would they would pee on her and still force her to have a sexual relationship with them. It's sad how this fraudulent ass young lady took the lives. I mean, took what real survivors been through. She took their storyline and claimed that she was the one that did this shit happen to her. I can't even get my words out. That's honestly, I'm pissed the fuck off right now. Right? I'm really pissed off. How you go say that you experienced this shit with your pimp, and you ran into some people that the pimp sold you to. They peed on you, and you still have to have a sexual relationship with them. Now we see where you get this storyline from. You just a dirty young lady. You dirty and you fucking disrespectful. For all the real victims out there, especially this young lady, you say that shit and you laugh about it. Your ass laugh about the shit. Not once I heard this young lady laugh. She can't even tell her story right because you could tell she's reliving it. And she's giving very specific details. You could tell. That's why I'm telling y'all, watch the fucking body language. When somebody been through something or when they are being investigated, you can tell they was like, okay, now I remember, you know, the room was to the left, and I remember it had like a blue dot on the door, and the carpet had like a little odor to it, but the carpet, it was red, but it had like a white runner on it. And I remember the pimp always told us to stay on that white runner, and I used to always look down at that runner to make sure that I'm on that runner because I didn't want to get in trouble with the pimp. Right? Very specific details. So when the cops go after this, you know, this organization or this ring, they know to look for certain buildings with a door with something red on it, a white runner, right, with a certain distinct smell, right? All that stuff is very important. But now, that crazy ass woman just sit and laugh. Y'all don't know I've been through a lot, and I really don't want to talk about it, but I really got to do this for her because people got to know. Randy said I shared my experience, and they stole them and threatened me. I was quiet for. That's fucking. Let's go, y'all.
House is over here. So he was going to pull up here and I was going to walk to the house. He pulls up and I see this blue Sunfire like pulled on the side of the road and the interior light is on. And there's 2 white people in the car. And I'm like, oh my God, is that my mom? And she like, I get out of the car and I'm like looking, and I'm like so afraid I'm gonna be in trouble that like I almost don't want her to see me because I'm so like ashamed, like I'm covered in urine. So she like sees me and she's like, Catherine, get the fuck in my car right now. And I like get in her car and I'm like crying, and I didn't tell her what happened, like didn't tell her like for a long time. She took me to White Castle, got me some chicken rings, and then took me to the police station right down the street. And I was terrified to go to the police station because it was literally right around the corner from the house. And I'm like, he's gonna see me. He's gonna see me, he's gonna see you, he's gonna like kill you. Like, we can't be here. So we tell the cops, and the cops told my mom in front of me, they were like, you need to just leave this alone. Like, you need to leave it alone. You don't know who you're dealing with. Like, we're working on it, don't worry about it. She's like, there's literally a house down the street with minors in it that he's pimping out, and you have somebody right here that's telling you this is happening. Why aren't you going over there and like busting the door down? And they were like, we can't do that. Like, it's a process. Like, you don't know. Like, they just kept like excusing it. And I remember the female cop taking me out back and giving me a cigarette. And I was just like, I'm still not safe. Like, she's...
No, that's true. It don't work like that. If you see some type of ring or that type of activity that's going down, and you go to the police station, they're not going to automatically respond to that. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. Right? Let me tell you what's going to happen. This is from training. You're setting people up to become hostages. It can become a deadly situation very quickly. Very quickly. All right? So I want you to understand, if you bring something to the police of that magnitude, they're going to turn it over to the right people, and they're going to set up sting operations. That's why it's a process, right? You don't want to scare people or freak people out. All right? You don't want to, no. Hell no, that's dangerous. Do you think the police gonna move? Hell no, that's dangerous.
Like, she's giving like a 14-year-old girl a cigarette and trying to like reason with me and why I should just let it go. Like, without my mom, which is like, I don't think it's legal to do that, right? Like, as a cop, you can't interview a minor or talk to a minor without their parent. It was just mind-blowing to me. There was no moment like in that series of events where I felt like, okay, I'm good. Like, everything's gonna be fine. He knew where I lived, so I was like always afraid he was gonna find me again. But yeah, that's like, it's a mishmash.
How many years did this go on?
Not long, actually. It was like 3 or 4 months.
From start to
The
finish?
sex trafficking part was 3 to 4 months of running away.
Yeah. And
So, like,
how long did you work as a sex worker, prostitute?
that's so fuzzy. I honestly,
Christy, good to see you from TikTok. Sorry, you said sorry, y'all. I don't know how to tag someone on YouTube. Hell, me either. All right. Don't worry. We all gonna learn some shit together like we did last night.
because I bled for a portion of it. So like, I was like, do blowjobs count? And then I would like reason with myself, and I would be like, all these men, I mean, I slept with so many men in that period, and I wasn't even 16. So I was kind of like, it didn't happen. I don't know how else to like describe it. My mom would like ask me, and I would be like, nothing happened. Like, and I ended up telling her later, like as a grown up, like after I moved out here actually. And she was like, Catherine, like, what did you think was gonna happen? Like, when you go to Detroit? She's like, you're a white girl, like you were dressing really provocatively. She's like, you kind of put a target on your back. That's just kind of like hard process. So I just kind of like, either it didn't happen or it did, and like it's my fault because like I shouldn't have been there. Why did I run away? Like I could have just stayed home or like hung out with my friends instead of like seeking that out. Like why did I seek that out, you know? And
What do you think the core of it all was? The lack of love from your mom?
no, daddy issues for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it always? Yeah, I told my
Kinda goes
dad.
without
My
saying.
dad was extremely racist, so I remember like staying with him for a minute when I was like acting out. My mom, I was like, I hate you. I want to live with my dad. So I went and lived with him, and he'd beat his wife up all the time, and I'd call the cops. Cops would come, and she'd be like, everything's fine, and then they would leave, and he would never get arrested. I hate saying this because like I love my grandpa. It's like weird. He like was my father figure, and I love him, and like he did change later. But I do remember growing up, like they would say, oh, if you kiss like black boys, you'll get canker sores. Or like they would say stuff that would like try to like discourage that. Cause like it's super common in like downriver for like black guys to like get with white chicks. Like it was pretty common, but it was also hated at the same time. And like there's still a divide. Like River Rouge, where I met my baby's dad, was still, there's a white side and a black side. And people still like adhere to it pretty much. Like the black people live on one side, white people live on the other. The projects are on the black side. And it's just like, is what it is. Like everyone gets along, but there's definitely a split still. Like I think even now. So I think just wanting to be like fit in, I don't know, like white dudes didn't like me very much in my neighborhood because I was always kind of like, I always had like bigger thighs and like my hips were wider. So they would always be like, oh, like your hips are like, they would just make fun of my body shape.
I mean, what you trying to say? You trying to say black guys like hips, thighs, and ass? I'm not understanding what you're saying. I mean, are you saying black guys like hip, thighs, and ass? Mm-hmm. I mean, what is she saying? Mm-hmm. I don't understand that statement. So are you saying black guys like hip, thighs, and ass? Larry, what's going on? Good to see you. I don't know. I'm just I'm a virgin, so you know, I don't you know I'm a real virgin, so you know I don't know what black guys like. You know, I stay out the way. Nicole said I hung out with the black guys, so I wasn't accepted by them really. Elena said you can hear and see the difference. Plus it's ladies that you have talked out of stories, hence why we got so upset what Shelly did to Tori. Wow. That's why we're doing this.
So I think like black guys were always like, oh, I like that about your body. So I would be like, oh, well, I'm just going to go where I'm wanted. So that's what I did. And yeah, I don't know. My dad was definitely very outwardly racist, like aggressively racist. In public, he said he got beat up by a bunch of black kids when he was a kid, and that's what made him hate black people, because he was a white boy that grew up in Detroit. Whatever. But yeah, he kicked me out.
It just goes on for generations.
Now, your daddy lied to you, ma'am. I'm going to tell you right now, your daddy lied to you. Normally, you know, I don't care if you of the opposite race and you stay in a predominantly black neighborhood. It don't work like that. I'm pretty sure he probably tried the wrong set. Probably was running his mouth. He did something to put himself in a position to get his ass whooped. I'm going to tell you that right now. Your daddy lied to you. All right? No matter where you go, you need to show a certain level of respect. All right? Stay to your fucking self. Keep your mouth shut. If you not from around there, don't be from around there. This is simple. This is simple hood talk 101. Stay to your fucking self. Your daddy didn't tell you the real story. Sorry, I do apologize for that. But ma'am, your dad lied to you. Probably around there trying to be all tough and bad. And yeah, okay, yeah, you talked to the wrong group of folks and got your ass handed to you.
Kicked me out because I bought a Shoestring CD. It's like a Detroit rapper. I bought a CD and he found it. And he was like, you're not going to have this music in my house. But he said like the N-word. And he like broke it and threw all my shit on the lawn. So I moved out. So, yeah. So then I ended up getting pregnant by a black guy. Marrying him.
How old are you now?
I'm 35.
35.
Yeah, so.
Okay, y'all, education moment. Listen, Randy, I got a question. So I'm watching people tapping the screen, right? I'm watching them hitting the hearts, and there was a lot of hearts going on. So my question is due to the fact that it's 23 likes, does that mean it's 23 people that tapped the screen? Cause I see right now YouTube is different. Is it 23 people tap the screen, right? Cause I seen I'm looking at hearts like crazy. So I know this screen been tapped like over 3,000 times. So is it just the people? Is it the number of people that's tapping the screen, or is it the number of hearts? Cause y'all see the hearts, and then on my screen here on this software that I'm using, it just say 24 likes. Yes, chatting do help, right? I'm learning, y'all. If anybody familiar with this shit, I'm learning. All right. I'm just looking at this software and it say 24 likes. And y'all been tapping your ass off.
I was 6, but that was another situation now. Like I was 16 and he was 24.
That's sick, man.
So
that is
my
sick.
mom let him like come over and stay the night.
Come
she
on,
let
man.
Him sleep
Come
in
on.
my
Come on, man. Whoa.
bed. There were no rules. I got pregnant.
What? Women, are y'all serious? That's why I be telling y'all as if you got fucking teenage, especially teenage girls, don't be bringing, if it's not the father, don't be bringing men to your goddamn house. I made this statement 3 years ago. If your ass got children and you're not with the child's father, I'm sorry, put your dating life on hold. Especially if you have daughters. But y'all be so fucking, man, selfish to where, oh, I need my needs met. I gotta do this and I gotta do that. And the whole time, he ain't looking at you. He's looking at your fucking child. My goodness.
That's it. I got married at 16. We moved out when I was 17. And then I was like a stay-at-home mom for 8 years. We ended up having 2 kids. He cheated on me all the time. Was like emotionally abusive, manipulative, like all those things. And I'm dealing with that now, like just now. Before I was just like, oh, that's just like my baby daddy. Like that's my ex-husband. We stayed married for so long and like we didn't have a terrible relationship all the time.
I let it play. Okay, Akita? And I won't interrupt. But I had to say that. I'm sorry. You know, I see this way too often where, that's why I tell you all, if you first of all, if you decide to lay down and have children, make sure that you're with the father long term. Right? We got too many single mothers out here, all right? But I'm gonna deal with that shit in February. I'm gonna deal with the men in January. But if you're in that position, I'm sorry, especially if you got daughters. Y'all listen to me. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Stop bringing these men around your girls. Stop bringing these men throughout your home because you just trying to get some sex from him. You trying to be fast yourself. You did enough with all these fucking kids. And once again, I told y'all sometimes you're not gonna like what I'm saying, but you gotta leave your feelings out of this. If you're looking for a stepfather, make sure you are clear with that up front. Okay? Even though I'll deal with that in January. But if you're looking for a stepfather, I'm being PG. Stop bringing men around your fucking kids. Simple as that.
Wanted. So that's what I did. And yeah, I don't know. My dad was definitely very outwardly racist, like aggressively racist. In public, he said he got beat up by a bunch of black kids when he was a kid, and that's what made him hate black people, because he was a white boy, grew up in Detroit. Whatever. But yeah, he kicked me out.
It just goes on for generations.
He kicked me out because I bought a Shoestring CD. It's like a Detroit rapper. I bought a CD and he found it. And he was like, "You're not going to have this music in my house." But he said like the N-word. And he like broke it and threw all my shit on the lawn. So I moved out. So, yeah. So then I ended up getting pregnant by a black guy. Marrying him.
How old are you now?
I'm 35.
35.
There you go.
Yeah, so I was 6, but that was another situation now. Like I was 16 and he was 24. So my mom let him like come over and stay the night. She let him sleep in my bed. There were no rules. I got pregnant. That's it. I got married at 16. We moved out when I was 17. And then I was like a stay-at-home.
I understood it now. Okay, so it wasn't the mother dating, but still, the mom allowed this 20-year-old man to be fucking her 16-year-old daughter? The mom allowed the 20-year-old, 24-year-old man, grown-ass man, to lay in the same bed with her 16-year-old daughter. Are you fucking serious? Oh, wow.
Mom for 8 years. We ended up having 2 kids. He cheated on me all the time. Was like emotionally abusive, manipulative, like all those things. And I'm dealing with that now, like just now. Before I was just like, oh, that's just like my baby daddy. Like that's my ex-husband. We stayed married for so long and like we didn't have a terrible relationship all the time, which is, I know it's so stupid to say that, but I was 16, you know, like I don't understand why every man, even now, well, I just stopped the cycle actually, but my second husband was 15 years older than me. Why? Like, is that daddy issue thing? Is it like a weird, like, just crazy to me. I don't know.
What are you doing with your life now? You're no longer a sex worker.
No. Well, I'm not physically. I did start
OnlyFans?
an OnlyFans this year. I feel so bad saying that. I was like having a rough year financially. Last year I killed it. I made so much money, like more money than I've ever made in my life. Worked for myself. I was able to be present for my kids 24/7. Like I have a 3-bedroom house. Like it's nice. I'm doing well. Like I feel good.
How are you supporting yourself?
With my business, my clothing brand.
I see.
Like strictly that. That's all I did last year.
Which is what you're wearing now.
Yeah. So But this year was bad. I think I like ended up blocking myself. I had a third marriage. Actually, we got married in June of 2020, and he left in March of last year, and he left and never came back. Like there was never like he straight up like dipped out and never talked about it. Like it was the most traumatic like experience I think I've had in my adult life. He was super close with my kids, great stepdad, great husband, and then one day just like he was gone. So I dealt with that last year. I just like focused on my business, but this year I think I was like, oh, I'm good, like I'm healed, I'm fine. And it ended up sneaking up on me. So I couldn't be creative. Like I felt very blocked. Like I was like, nobody's gonna like what I put out, so I can't put it out. And if I do, I'm gonna get rejected, and that's gonna like devastate me because I've dealt with so much rejection this past year. So anyway, June came and I was like kind of like feeling better about myself, and I was like, maybe I can do this. Like maybe it will help. And I did. And like all of my stuff is like very like artsy. So it's like in a way a creative outlet. It's not like just like a nude. It's like I like add music and I edit it and I like make it like expressive in like a sexual way, but like in my own way. Like I have complete control over it. I have control over who gets to see it. I can pick who I like offer certain things to. And it's like helped me be able to stay home with my family. So that's like most important thing.
It helps pay the bills.
Yeah. I mean, make good money doing that. So
How does doing an OnlyFans,
how is doing it?
how does it affect you emotionally?
I think positively. In a weird way, it's like boosted my confidence. I'm very like reserved, and I have a really hard time making eye contact, which is like puts people off or makes them feel like I'm being dishonest. But like, it's just like something that I've learned that I can't look like men in the eye. It's very hard for me. Or if they yell at me, like I shut down, like I turn into like a 6-year-old. Like I just want to hide and like cover my head. And I don't think people like understand that. So with OnlyFans, I'm not like talking to anybody like with their voice. There's no eye contact, there's messages. So if somebody says something like off the wall or something I'm not comfortable with, or if they send like a dick pic and I'm like, you didn't ask me if you could send that, please don't do that. You know, I can like stand up for myself, and it like, it in a weird way gives me like practice that I'm now implementing in the real world and like real world situations with men. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's weird, but it's helped. They're like my test dummies.
Baby steps.
I guess, yeah.
What is the lesson to learn from what happened to you when you were 14 and 11? No, you know, young teenager. Why did you go there? Why did that happen?
I don't know. I wish I could like have like a therapist and figure it out. But every time I've tried therapy, I really just shut down and cry the whole time. And I don't know if it's because people are prying or asking. Like if I talk about it, I have to like be in a space to talk about it. You can't ask me a question and me answer it. Like I have to be like in an open, I don't know how to explain it, but I have no idea. I think the biggest thing for me and the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because the media and like everybody's always talking about sex trafficking and all these like scenarios that like, I'm sure they happen, but it's not like the entirety of the sex trafficking like thing is not going to be like, you know, a kid in a Wayfair like container like being shipped. Like it's just like so ridiculous to me that that's like where energy is being spent, and it's not being spent on like the girls like me who were like super lost. And I really can say that I was looking for something, and I don't know I don't even understand fully like what it is, but I was always seeking. I was always like, where can I find this feeling that I'm looking for? Like this like warm feeling. My mom like worked all the time, and when she was home, she would always sit at the kitchen table and like write in her notebook. And it was like Bill's stuff, or she would do crafts, and I would be in the living room on the couch by myself. And I'd ask her to come and sit with me, and she never would. She just always had something to do. So I think I just wanted somebody to want to be around me. And like men always wanted to be around me. Like they were always like,
For the wrong reasons.
yeah, but it's always, so like my relationships now are very hard. Because I'm always just like, what do you want? Like, I always feel like,
Y'all, I think I mentioned that on yesterday. As far as if you don't get the necessary help, and that's even if there's any help, right? You take time out to work on yourself. Don't be so quick to jump into relationships, because relationships will not last. Your relationship, and I'm not speaking that out, because you're holding back so much and you haven't dealt with that trauma that you've been through in your life. You're going to take that trauma into your current relationship, and of course the majority of the times that relationship fails, or y'all end up filing for divorce. So before you move on to get involved with someone, you gotta deal with your past events. Deal with that. Deal with it. That's very important. Don't expect your boyfriend, your girlfriends, or your spouse. Don't expect them to deal with that for you. Hell, you can't expect them to even have sympathy for you. Some do, some won't. But what you are doing, you are putting them in a very uncomfortable situation, to where they have to be careful on how they deal with you because of what you dealt with in the past, and you haven't brought that to a close, to where you're able to be free with your significant other. If you're not doing that, and you're a hold, because women, y'all are mental creatures, right? Men, we're physical, right? So a lot of the times when you juggle with that crazy shit that you've been through in your life, your mind will revert back to that. It's always to what if, what is he looking for? Even if you've been with someone 5 or 10 years, you always question it, right? Because you haven't done the necessary work. And now your spouse have to pay for that. And now your relationship has to pay for that. Now the children that y'all have together got to pay for that. And even not just your children, the family that he got close to with your family, and vice versa. When y'all split up, a lot of people are splitting up. It affects so many people. Why? It's because we as individuals haven't dealt with our past bullshit. All right? So that's very important. That's very important. See, Spark, you said, I don't want to be alone, but I refuse to be in an abusive relationship. So, Spark, I'm going to say this. I'm always talking about energy, right? I'm always talking about life and death is in the power of the tongue. All right? Remember, we got to be careful what we speak, and how, what if you women, y'all got a long month in February. All right? We weren't put here to be alone. All right? So never ever think that you are living free when you're alone. Now there are times to where we need a break, to where we need to deal with ourselves. But when you're dealing with yourself and you trying to heal yourself, you have to get away from you can't be interrupted a lot. That's just like you going on a fast. When you start a fast, you are set to a certain type of diet, and you stick to that diet, because you know something outside of that diet is going to clash. It's going to slow down the progression of the healing process that's trying to take place inside of your body. All right. Oh, it's not hard to find a good man. See, y'all got to stop saying that. Y'all got to stop. See, you're speaking it. No, it's not. It's not hard to do anything. Chemtrail, Elena, Sparkle, y'all. It's not hard to do anything. We make it hard. We do. That goes back to this. If we say it's hard to do something, it's because we put ourselves in a position to make it hard. That's when these unrealistic expectations go up. I need this and I need that and I need that and this. If I don't get this, I'm not doing that. And if I don't get this, I'm not doing that. We make it harder on ourselves. But different topic, different day. You say, I will say an understanding man who's patient, understanding my experience. But watch this right here. This is the realistic truth. We have to ask ourselves, is it that man's or is it that woman's job to understand our past or to cope with our past? Is it their job to do that? It's not. If they choose to do that, congratulations. But what position are you putting themselves in? Like, you know how they had a whole conversation, body count doesn't matter? Why are you so worried about how many guys I've been with in the past? And then the guys, why are you so worried about how many women I've been with in the past? How's that going to affect our relationship? You see what I'm saying? So why we put ourselves in that position? Why would we even bring that conversation up? Now, if you run it by your significant other, right, just to get them a heads up, hey, I'm just letting you know, whoa, 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 whoa. Cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't use that as a platform for them to go in, and just in case if you react or respond a certain way, your leverage is because I've been through this in the past. That means you haven't fully healed yet. Always deal with self first before you get into a relationship to make that a union. All right?
Nobody really wants to get to know me. And when they do, they're just like, oh, you're fucked up. Or you're like too needy, or you're too like emotional, or like they just like get what they want and then they're like, oh, I don't want the rest. So it's been hard like dating as like a 35-year-old single parent of 4 kids. Like, I mean, you like say that and dudes like run the fuck away.
That's a true statement. That's a true statement. That's why we have to be very careful with the generation that we're bringing up. If we made mistakes, let's make sure we give them the correct tools to make sure that if they do have a mistake or deal with any type of situation, they got the correct tools to deal with it. Right? Right? We oh my goodness, y'all! I got the beginning of the year is loaded. I'll deal with that later. 30s, 4 children. And she said it, y'all. Guys run. You got to understand how men move. Guys run, right? Because first of all, in a sexual dating marketplace, your value automatically drops, especially over the age of 30. Leave your feelings out of this. Over the age of 30, it drops, especially with children. That's why I encourage women, when you're in your 20s, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Stop trying to do all this hot girl summer and I got to live my best life and all this. No, it's fine to do you. But how are you setting yourself up for the future? Because when it comes to settle down with a man, all right, it's really not on your terms, because I hear women say this shit. Well, when I get ready, I'll settle down. When I get ready, I'll. Well, you say that in your 20s, then you say that in your 30s, and then you say that in your 40s, and then you say that in your 50s, and after 30, it don't look very good, especially if you have children. It don't look good for the dating marketplace. That's just the reality. Don't get mad at great vibes. That's why it's so hard for so many women to find a good man in their 30s, especially with children. All right. So, because men looking like, okay, what can you do for me that you haven't done for the last man? You gave him the biggest value that you could ever provide for any man, and that's access to your womb, right? Your womb. So procreation is, you've been there, done it already 4 different times. I'm not getting nothing special out of this. Now, you're going to have people that's going to say, well, he did it. She got married. She found the man. 51% or more makes the rule. Not 2 to 3%, not your 4%, not your 5%. Because it is men out there will accept that, but that always goes back on the mother. I bet you she's treating him correctly. I bet she's treating him as a man should be treated. She understands how a man operate. And also, I bet you her children ain't all over the fucking place. She got her kids in order, and she allows him to do what he needs to do as the man of the house, and also to be a father, a great parent towards her children. Because the minute you allow that man into your space, into your life, all right, a man of purpose, a man of value, the first thing we look at is these kids. Okay? If I can't deal with your kids, I'm not finna deal with you. You're not finna say that to my kids. You're not gonna do that to my kids. Well, how about this? How about your ass keep you and your fucking kids and go that way? That's just how it is. Facts over feelings. All right? I love y'all too.
As fast as they can. But it's like I don't need a man to like complete me, but it would be cool to like have somebody that like is like, I don't know, accepting. So it's affected me in that way for sure. Sexually it's hard. I mean, I had a kid at 16. My body's like never been perfect as an adult, so I'm very like self-conscious about my body. So sex is hard. I always like feel shameful, unless there's like a rare partner like that makes me feel comfortable, which is not very common. So I can never fully like let go because I'm always like, what is this person thinking about me? Like, am I good enough? Do I look okay? I'm very like worried about my appearance all the time because I feel like if I'm not like looking good, I don't have value. Like I don't offer anything. Or maybe if I look good, somebody will think I'm cute and they'll want to get to know me, and then they'll be like, she's like cool too.
Thank you, Elena.
So just like.
Now, one thing I can respect what she's saying is she's being honest with herself. You see what I'm saying? It's something key she just said. What can I offer? Wow. Men that understand women in that mindset, in that position, is you have exceptions. What can I offer? We have to move from me to, it's like being an act of service. Don't expect someone to put out what you put out. Those expectations will always keep you single. That's both men and women. Will always keep you single. That's when you start saying, well, I did this, and well, I thought you was going, no. If my ass buy you a fucking apple and peel it for you and set it right there in front of you, thank you. No one ever peeled my apple before. And I'd be like, hell, I know. Yeah, I peeled it real slowly for you, right? Something simple, right? Act of service. And then you turn around, sometimes y'all try to match that, right? You would get a banana. Hey, babe, I want something. I'm going to peel something that look just like you. Y'all will be surprised. It's the smallest things that will go such a long way. The smallest things open up the greatest opportunities. You hear what I'm saying? The smallest things open up the greatest opportunities. But so many people want to start up here when they don't even have a foundation to cover. The foundation is not even built. But you want a house already. You want that money already. You want that lavish lifestyle. You want all this stuff already, but there is no foundation.
But now my kids like see it. I mean, I don't bring anyone around my kids, but I don't want my daughters to grow up and like repeat the same thing. So I'm a little scared about that.
What are you doing to protect your daughters?
I'm like really hyper aware and very I like don't let them play on the sidewalk in front of my house. I don't let them outside without me. I live in Long Beach, so it's kind of like understandable if you live in the city, like you kind of know there's always like somebody like tweaking, walking down the sidewalk, you know. I'm not going to let my kids play out there. Sleepovers, like I'm super aware of like who's there. Like I meet with parents, you know, because I've had situations at sleepovers where like I used to sleep over at this girl Dion's house all the time, and her uncle Michael would come up from New Orleans, and he would sneak in the bedroom and like pull me out, and like we would have sex. And I was probably 13 at that time too. But he would have sex with me and the other girl that would always stay there. Her name was Crystal. And he would like pull us out the same night and like have sex with us. He was married with kids. And so I'm very like...
You were 13?
Yeah.
And he was?
In his 30s. Yeah, and then...
Yep, I'm going to definitely deal with predators. Yep, definitely going to do that. I'm going to deal with their ass.
Her mom found out. And we ended up finding out that he was also sleeping with Dion, who was his niece, like blood niece, his sister's daughter. He was sleeping with her too.
You've been sexualized since you were...
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah, so... But also I'm like, I did it to myself. Like I was dressing pretty provocatively, pretty young. So I don't know why I did that. Nobody in my family did that. So I don't know why I made that decision. Because I'm sure if I didn't dress that way, like dudes wouldn't even look twice.
Something happened to you when you were younger?
I don't know. I've like tried to go back because my sister was, I don't want to like share her business. My sister went through something with my uncle. I lived with him. So I don't know. I don't remember anything, but I do remember feeling like weird in my bathing suit, or like, you know, I could be around anybody else in my family and just be like, you know, balls out, like whatever, like, but with him, I always felt like different, like a little more guarded. And I like vaguely remember one of my aunt's husbands, he would like invite me to his apartment all the time after they split up, and it would just be me and him there. And I remember like being in his room, and I remember him giving me a massage. I have not told anybody about that, but I do remember that.
You were how old?
I was young. It was all like within the span of like 12 to 14.
Yeah, because 12-year-olds need massage.
So probably 12, I would say. But yeah, we were alone, and he would just be like, hey, do you want to come over? Like we can watch TV. And like, I'm like, dude, nobody thought that was weird. Like him and my aunt are like split up, and like he's inviting me to his house to like watch. Like nobody like red flag that.
Was there a lack of awareness of what was going on around the
I don't
house
know what the hell was going on with my family. I'm just like, there's no way in hell my kids would be alone with anybody, even in my family, a male in my family. Like would never happen. So I don't know. I don't know. But it definitely like, you're like, oh, well, I have to like dress like this to get the attention that I'm seeking from men, right? So that's how you get it. That's how you get your daddy hole filled, no pun intended. And I don't know, it's fucked up.
Okay, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in all of this?
Okay, how y'all do that? Randy, y'all, how did y'all do that? Where do you tap on the screen to make the lights go up? So I can make like a slideshow for that. How did y'all make the lights go up? Can somebody educate your boy Great Vibes? You see the chat to the right? Pull up a menu with hearts, etc. Tap the heart, make them float. Yeah, but I'm looking at the float. It's not a tap. Because y'all been tapping y'all ass off, and it's at 29, 30 likes. So how you have to go out, and before it go under the video, it's a thumb option. Okay, you say you'll send me a video. Thank you. Okay, appreciate it.
I don't, that's hard. It's hard because I don't want to say like keep your guard up. I don't want to say like don't trust people, like, because as I'm like learning and like figuring this out and growing, I definitely I'm looking at life differently. Like not everybody is going to hurt me, where before I would be like on guard all the time. Like this person has an ulterior motive. Like I'm always just like ready. But not everybody is like that, and that's cool. But like my biggest thing is like trust your gut. Like my gut in every situation, when I look back, my gut was telling me it was wrong, or like this isn't okay, and I just like ignored it. Or I would like explain away the feeling and be like, no, it's fine, like they're nice or whatever, but it always ended up turning out not good. So I was like, okay, I was right. Like I just never listened to that feeling inside. That's important. And talk to people in your life, maybe. I mean, I don't feel like I was heard. I tried talking to my mom all the time, and I just didn't feel like she took me seriously, or she didn't believe me. Even when I told her what happened in Detroit, it was, if I tell her now, like I told her I was doing this, and she was like, oh, well, what are you going to talk about? Are you going to talk about me? You know, like she's more worried about like what she looks like as a mom versus me. Because I remember when I was running away, we sat in this Myers like deli, or they used to have like a little cafe. And she looked at me and she was like, Catherine, like if you're going to keep running away, like I'm going to take you home. You can get your stuff and you can go, and I won't tell anybody. Because everybody in the family was trying to find me and get me back. But I think she had reached a point where she was like, you know what, just fucking go. Just go. So she actually drove me home, helped me get my stuff, took me to the bus stop, and was like, you can go. And that's when I was like, she really doesn't care at all. Because when she was looking for me and when she would find me, I'd be like, she does love me. It was like this weird like validation that I needed from her. And then when she did that, I was like, I felt so betrayed by her. And the Inkster police ended up picking me up at a hotel with some dude that I was like, this was before like the pimp situation, with some dude I was like hanging out with, and his name was Anthony, and he was probably 40. And they broke in the hotel room, and I was there like naked, and I was like 13, I think, at the time. And they grabbed me, like wrapped me up in a blanket, grabbed me and took me to the police station. My mom came to get me, and I remember hearing the detective, because I told the detective, I was like, my mom told me I could come. And that like was not good for me to say. Because like I heard the detective talking to my mom, and he was like, you're wasting our fucking time. Like you told your daughter, your minor child, that she could go to a hotel with this man that is in his 30s. He also has this, in this case. Like he was telling her all the cases he had. And he's like, you're going to let your daughter go and like be with him and have sex with him, and you know that, and you're okay with it? and like he was like reaming her, and I felt so guilty because like I was the reason that was happening. I just like tore up her whole life during that period. I don't think she ever forgave me for that.
Like it's all your fault.
I mean, it was. I was running away. Like, and none of it would have happened if I would have stayed home.
I suspect there's something that made you run away.
Yeah, what was it? I had like a nice house. Like, it wasn't a house, it was an apartment. But like, I had a boom box. I had a TV. Like, we had cute dogs. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know if I will ever know. But yeah, I don't know. Teenage girls are overlooked or over-sexualized, and I feel like that's a huge issue. I feel like teenage girls that are like showing their midriff or like shorts. I mean, in school you're told like, don't distract boys, don't distract teachers. Like, why are you wearing that? How are teachers supposed to do their job when you're wearing that? Why is a teacher sexualizing me? It's summer. Like, I can't wear like a tank top, you know? Like, it was just so like that like cycle that you're taught, you know, as a young girl. It affects you like your whole life. You're just like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, or I can't like walk alone. I can't wear a skirt. You know, like if I do, I'm wearing like crazy ass like Spanx so nobody could ever take them off. It's like I'm always like premeditating like where I'm going and like what to wear and how to be safe and make sure I'm not looking like I want a man to like approach me. And teenage girls go through that like their whole life. And I think that's where it starts. Or like a dad being absent. That's where it starts. Dads like cause so much shit when they like walk away. Like, I just don't think they understand like the hole they leave.
What percentage of the fathers have been present in the interviews I've got on my channel? It's like 1%.
Yeah.
2%.
I don't think very many. And if they are present, it was like a bad experience.
Yeah, that's that too.
Yeah.
Because they're off curing cancer somewhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I think that's like a huge thing. I don't know. Instead of like assuming a young girl like wants sexual attention or she's a whore because she's like out there like in the streets doing like dumb shit like I was doing, like maybe pull her aside and like have a conversation with her instead of like making her feel shameful or grounding her or like negatively reacting. Like I notice with my kids, if they're like throwing a tantrum or they're having a meltdown, like if I just grab them and hug them, like it diffuses it. Yeah. Instead of like
shaming them,
instead of like going like this, like just like bring them in, you know, like
love is the answer.
It always is. It's very
unconditional
corny.
Love is the answer.
It's very corny.
All right, Kat. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
I hope it helps somebody. Hope it helps you.
Me too.
Well, I really hope that, you know, y'all learn something from this, what to look out for, you know, in certain situations, sorry, you all. You know, you totally can hear the difference with a real survivor versus someone that just out here playing around on the internet for years. And you know what's more disturbing is the fact that you know it's the money that they're getting behind this. The whole time I'm watching this, I'm looking at her physical language. Fuck what she's saying. I'm looking at her physical language. And, you know, when she says certain events, you just can see her head would tilt to the right down, which is a clear indication of, damn, why the fuck I'm even talking about this? I don't want to talk about this, but I got to get it out. I'm ashamed of this. How did I put myself in this position? You know, Miss Tori Outlaw, Randy, I see the email that you sent me. I appreciate it. Tori Outlaw is she's a disgrace to uh, um, to the women and men that do y'all know how many people don't make it out from these situations? Do y'all know how many people wish they could come up and tell their story? But you have this young lady, she calls herself Allie Carter, just goes around on the internet and laughing and joking like this shit is a game. And it's not. You got women that wish that they can, that they could have made better decisions. They could have made better choices. You have millions of women and men together wish that they could have chose a better life. You got sex trafficking victims. They're still victims with no way out. It's no one that they can speak to. The fear of being unalived, right? The fear of being forgotten about. And then you have you got your victims that's looking for that hole, that void that has been missing from them even at an early age. Sometimes us as parents, we think we can get it right. We think we got it right. We walk around with our chest poked out and say, hey, can nobody tell me what to do with my child? But where's your child? Where's your children? The biggest thing here, y'all, number one is we got to do better as parents. But to become great parents or better parents, we got to become a better person, a better human being. All right. Stop always feeling victim in all of your stories. We need to start accepting accountability for every single action that you make in your life. Because if you don't, life is going to show you otherwise. It's either going to be through you or through your children. You make that decision. You make that choice. If you decide to have a child and you're not with that child's father, whose fault is it? Is it yours or is it the father's? You're going to have women say, well, he should have wore a condom. Well, he should have nutted in me. Well, the last time I checked, women have access to sex and pregnancy and childbirth. And then you have your occasions where women has been taken advantage of, to where a man will forcefully put himself inside of you. All right. Those situations, I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about situations that we can control. Because when we put ourselves, when we bring our children to this world, it's no longer about us. All right? It's no longer about us. I really hope that we all learned, something from this young lady by the name of Kat. I hope we really learned something from her experience. From the beat down, piss getting thrown in her face, her pimp, forcing himself on her for a matter of control and compliance. And the numerous of jobs that she had to do, even starting at the age of 13. Nobody wants to be in that situation. No young girl wants to be in that situation. But unfortunately, we do have that situation going on even today. because they are looking for their father in the streets through the eyes of another man. All right. Could we have voided that? About 80% yes. All right. Your 20% is your unfortunately. So I really want you all to take this as a lesson, take this as a learning, almost like a learning curve. So when we watch Allie again, when we play her stories again, I always tell you all, look at the body language. Look at the body language. Look at what she's saying. Look at how she's saying. Right? And I'm going to keep catching flack. I'm going to keep catching bullshit comments to tell me to leave this young lady alone. I am not going to stop. Edith, do I need to clarify something? You said, wait, what? Do I need to clarify something? Spread the word and spread the message. Those videos I have over on TikTok, I put those there for a reason. Even if you can, y'all, share this link. Share this YouTube link. Push it out. But of course, people that have been following Tori for a very long time, they so caught up in her, the emotional concept behind it, to where they want these ritual satanic abuse, underage children parties to go on. They want to paint these pictures in their mind that this stuff is really happening, right? I'm not saying it don't, but we don't know, because none of us we have never been there. Right? We don't know. The only time that we can know something is when someone get caught up in their bullshit and the feds come in and now they ass make the front paper. They're on the news. Right? Then you can have a story. Then we can have something to talk about. But let's not make up stories that we don't even know that's true. Let's not do that. All right? And I'm speaking to myself also. Because there have been a few mistakes I've made because I allow my emotions to take over, my critical thinking skills. So I admit to myself, I've done that a few times. And I got to get better with that. All right? So you say you will share it on X. I appreciate it. Share it out, y'all. Share it out. But I really appreciate you all for coming, tuning in, and watching this with your boy Great Vibes. This is not one of those lives to where I crash out or be all over the place. This right here is quite serious. And one thing I don't play with is real victims. I don't play with that. All right? But don't think you can come on the internet and just start running your fucking mouth and nobody's going to catch that shit. All right? Let's not do that. Let's please not do that shit. All right? Now, like I said, I really thank you all for coming in. I am going live again later on today. It's going to be 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, no later than 8:30. I got a surprise with that one. It's a sickening, and the stories that I'm bringing today is based off the bullshit that Allie Carter put out over the internet. So the shit that I'm gonna bring to you tonight, be prepared to hold your fucking stomach, cause it's definitely sickening and mind blowing. And once again, it's where she's getting these stories from. All right. So, you said this was powerful. Man, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yes, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much, Randy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, yes, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Hit the bell, the balls, whatever the fuck you call it. Hit that shit, man. Hit that shit. And I'm glad when I go live, y'all starting to come in now, right? And like I said, we still building this community, okay? We still building this community. But no later than about the middle of December. The middle of December, my job is to have at least 100 strong in the chat. Okay? Over here on YouTube. All right. Now y'all know we could do that easily over on TikTok. We wild over there. But I'm still growing this community, okay? So by the middle of December, that's our job. But the only way we can do that is, man, just share it out, push it out. Let's bring awareness. Let's let people know, hey, these two that's out here on the internet, they getting y'all money. Call they ass out. All right. It says when you coming on at night is too late over here. Damn, for real? For real? I know it is, Jamie. I know it is. But the sun be just going down, right? The sun be going down. The sun be going down over here. So when the sun go down, I be feeling a little different. And I be ready to talk. All right. So yeah. So like I said, man, listen. Yeah, do it. Miss Outlaw probably went to sleep. Well, everybody, Randy, listen, everybody came in. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming in, right? I really want to thank you all so much. Everybody that has came in, watched the live. Miss Outlaw, if you still watching, thank you so much for coming in. But listen, like I said, man, y'all spread awareness. Oh, yeah. Okay, you still here. You still here. Yeah, Miss Outlaw, thank you so much again. And like I said, I'm doing this. I'm doing this to outshadow the bullshit that your daughter put out on the internet. Our job is to slow them down, pull their listening base away from them and get them over to the truth. Somebody put in the comments, justice for Miss Outlaw. And that's what's going to happen, right? Justice for Miss Outlaw. So I want to thank you all for coming over. Showing out and helping your boy Great Vibes on 10 for the win. So until next time, y'all stay out of trouble. Watch your kids. But also, number one is watch yourself. Become a better version of you, and I promise you it's going to echo on your children. All right? This your boy Great Vibes on 10 for the motherfucking win.